ladies and gentlemen. How do you do? I'm your host, Seth Julian. Welcome to today's briefing. We are looking at methane, natural gas futures traded at the NYMEX exchange in New York. You will notice that since the end of August, we'll say, until now, price has fallen for methane by 75%. Now, this is hard to get your head around, and we've had many questions on this topic from a number of clients. And it's, in our opinion, the answer is fairly straightforward, though it's hard to find this in the press. First thing we need to know is that natural gas is very difficult to ship. Unlike crude oil, which you just pump into a ship and offload it wherever you need to at a refinery or transshipment to other tankers, natural gas has to be compressed, liquefied, and it requires specialist equipment to compress the gas, and it requires special vessels to transport it because it's liquefied. It's very dense, it's very cold, and there's enough energy on those ships that were to explode would create the force of several nuclear weapons. So the transport of the commodity is a tricky business. Also, offloading it requires a similar but opposite function to gasifying it, to liquefying it rather. It has to be gasified. That is to say, the liquid has to be transformed into a gas, and that, as you can imagine, with so much energy at stake, is not a trivial task. Currently, in Europe, where the natural gas demand is highest, there is no real capacity to regasify the liquid natural gas. The two existing plants, one in Portugal and one in Spain, are not, believe this or not, this is incredible to me, but they're not connected to the national grid, the national gas pipeline grid. So they're effectively isolated. The Germans have now established two floating regasification plants off the coast of Hamburg, but they're much smaller capacity than the land-based plants, and it takes time also to set them up. You just can't anchor them away and start pumping the stuff. No, it's a complicated, finicky business. They're building a plant, an onshore plant, also near the port of Hamburg, but it's going to take at least another year, and they're working at full speed, but probably at least a year to get it up and running. So they are not in a position to demand any gas. And despite the fact that their principal supply source has been cut off, they filled up their inventories prior to that cutoff in October. So they're burning gas. They're burning Russian gas now. When they go to replenish that diminished supply come springtime, and there is no Russian gas to start filling up the network with, they're going to have to rely on imported liquid natural gas, and that's when we're going to see price rise. Until now, as we can see on this chart, the red square indicates a 75.17% fall. So for those of you who are long gas, expecting this to continue, you should definitely liquidate these positions and get ready for the reversal. If, as you see, the large speculators in this red line at the bottom, they're net short, and that's actually, in this, it doesn't always work that way. While the large speculators are considered to be the smart money, they aren't always, and but in this case they are. The gas is continuing to fall. This is a weekly chart, by the way, and the data set goes back to 2020 at the turn of the pandemic. Here, of course, is the invasion of the Ukraine. So that's going to do it for now, ladies and gentlemen. A continued fall in natural gas until spring replenishment starts to occur, and the ability to regasify LNG starts to come online. Oh yes, one last point. The Freeport, Texas plant that exploded in June is still yet to get certification. They're going to start up in October, delayed till December, now delayed till now. And so it's early February, and they're still not pumping gas out of Freeport, Texas, the U.S.'s largest LNG facility. So until these things straighten out, we anticipate the continuing fall in the price of methane. That'll do it for now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Seth Julian, wishing you all the ability to trade with confidence. Bye-bye for now. Khalas for now.